and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where again we have so much Barca news on the agenda. So get yourselves comfortable, get yourself ready for plenty of transfer news, including the likes of Marcus Rashford, also of course Nico Williams updates on the way, but there's plenty more as well in today's video, including the current situation surrounding Lamine Yamal. So come on, and let's do this. But let's first of all begin right here with a very interesting super thanks actually coming in here from Lauren, who actually points out that when we're talking about the left back position this summer and whether we need to strengthen it or not, he says there we have to remember the role is going to change with Nico's arrival there, and with the demands on a left back, maybe we won't need them to go forward as much as frequently, and maybe because of that, Gerard Martin will be a suitable enough backup. What do you guys there make of that different point of view? And also, guys, let me just tell you this. Barca may be about to return to the Spotify camp now. Our first game back may well be the Joan Gamper Trophy, because Barca have reportedly submitted the documents that are required there to the city for permission to host the Gamper match there in August. What we are hearing right now is that if they do go ahead with that, the capacity would be around 35,000 fans inside the stadium, but be aware that number is going to continue to be ramped up, you know, as we move along here and as we enter the brand new season, especially they're moving towards the end of the year. We're going to see more and more and more fans inside the new stadium. It's incredibly exciting. I cannot wait to be back home, and that, the Joan Gamper Trophy, maybe the first game. There was also big news in Barcelona yesterday, of course, with the brand new arrival of Joan Garcia. It was great to see him officially presented as a new Barcelona player, and he looked thrilled, didn't he? He looked absolutely delighted there alongside Joan Laporta, all smiles, lots of nice moments as well between the two of them, and Joan Garcia said, "I'm so happy. I was waiting for this day to come. You know, it's finally arrived now." He said, "My goal is to continue growing as a goalkeeper, to win a lot, to achieve great things with this team. That's why I'm here." He said, "It's such an exciting project with a great team and with young players who I already know. I am so excited." But what I thought was really interesting was when he was asked basically to describe what kind of goalkeeper is he, how would he categorise himself, and he said, "I consider myself a courageous keeper." He said, "I've got quick reflexes and I'm very strong in the air." And I've got to say, that sentence right there, as a way to describe, you know, your best characteristics, your best attributes, that makes me excited, genuinely, guys, to hear there about having real courage as a goalkeeper. You know, we want that dominant figure in our backline. There's somebody between the sticks who's not afraid to impose themselves when needed. And especially there as well, talking about somebody who's good in the air, strong aerially, that's something we've been crying out for too. We did struggle last season, and for many years now, actually, from corner kicks. We need a keeper who dominates their area. Joan Garcia, he can be that man, and he is now officially a Barca player. But if we do indeed now move on to some transfer news, and let's actually start here with Roony Bardghji. Now, okay, you can let me know if I've got that pronunciation anywhere near correct. You know, I hope that I have, but I'll have to wait and see in the comments because, well, Barca, they are very interested in this young man, and this comes here from Fabrizio Romano. He says that Barca have made official contact there with Roony Bardghji ahead of a potential transfer, and direct talks have taken place with the player's agent. So there has been genuine contact here between Barca and between this 19-year-old. And let's just talk about exactly who he is, because these rumours have come out of nowhere. Nobody really expected this. He is a right winger by trade. He's left-footed though. He's 19 years old. He's currently playing his football in Denmark for FC Copenhagen, and he will be, intriguingly, a free agent from January the 1st, 2026. But if Barca want to sign him before then, there is talk right now in the media of a potential 2 to 3 million euro fee. But the question will be, okay, is he talented enough? You know, is he a Barca standard player? Does he have Barca quality? Is there potential in there from this young man? Now, I know that a lot of people already know Roony Bardghji from Football Manager, where, by the way, he is absolutely incredible. He is actually one of those gems that you basically just sign on every single save. But in the real world, how good is he? How good could he be, given that we are talking here about a young player? And I think in the real world, those who have seen him regularly at Copenhagen in Denmark there, they seem quite divided. A lot of people say that he can be an outstanding player, that he can go on and achieve big things. But one thing that we have to note is he's coming back from an ACL injury. He has had a bit of an injury hit time of late. So I think that's where some of the confusion comes from. That's where maybe some of the uncertainty arises from. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, because Barca, they are interested. They are certainly a club who are talking with his agent. Whether we go any further, we're going to have to wait and see. But let me know if you have seen a lot of Roony Bardghji. Do let us know if this would be an astute signing. Then, though, we do move on to Marcus Rashford, because I think it's really interesting, though, that Barca, they're still clearly tracking and looking at different kinds of wingers. Even despite being in very advanced talks with Nico Williams, it's very possible here this summer that we don't just sign one. And I actually think that's a good thing, because I think looking out wide there, looking at the wide options that we have, we are quite limited in our depth of natural wide players. So I don't think that it would be a bad thing here, far from it, if we did sign more than one winger this summer. And could Marcus Rashford be that man? Because apparently, and actually this is not apparently, we know he's desperate to join the club. He has been since last January, of course. He wanted to join the club on loan. Didn't happen because Ansu Fati didn't end up leaving the club. But Rashford, he's wanted to be here now for a long, long time. And right now, he's even moved his training base this summer to be in Spain. I think Rashford's general plan here is get as close, literally as close to the club as you possibly can in order to make this deal happen. But we've heard basically in the media that Rashford's agents have been speaking with Barca. They have made it clear that Rashford wait as long as he possibly needs through the summer. There's absolutely no rush on their side. We know that Man United are demanding 40 million to sign him permanently. 40 million! Come on, United, you're not getting that. Not happening. So I think what Barca will do here, ideally, is just wait and wait and wait. And they want to try and get a loan deal here, because I think in their mind, if they can bring Rashford in as cover, somebody there who is, yes, another left winger, but he can also play, don't forget, as a centre forward as well. Somebody who would arrive with a lot of pace in behind. You're thinking later on in games, against tired legs, tired defences, you can bring Rashford on, you can use him there as a rotational player. He's got a real point to prove as well, of course. He's desperate to be here. He comes highly motivated. That is why Barca are interested. That's why they're talking with Rashford's agents. But it all depends on whether we can secure that loan or a very, very low-cost deal. However, guys, speaking about wingers, well, let's have a full update here on our number one priority right now. And what we're hearing in the media is that, again, Barca, they're so confident about this Nico Williams deal. Again, even if we have to pay the release clause, even if Athletic are really mean to us and say, look, we're not negotiating, we're not going to accept anything in installments, we actually don't care. We are more than willing to pay the full clause, and we have the ability to do that. What we're hearing today in the media is that Bayern, they refuse to go away. They refuse to take no for an answer. Nico, he's told them no once. He's told them, look, I want Barca. I'm focusing on Barca. Bayern apparently are going to come back in with another offer to him, only so they can get rejected again. He doesn't want to go there. He wants to come here. We are his priority, and we're making the deal happen. So I don't really think that we should be concerned about any of that interest from Bayern. Nico is not listening to other offers, and that's a real testament to him. But I also think as well, guys, Athletic Club, they're trying. They're going to try until the very possible minute here to try and convince Nico to stay at the club. And what they're going to do is they're going to use those close to him. Apparently, according to the media, both Iñaki Williams and his mother as well, they're really trying to convince Nico to stay. They're saying, look, stay with the family. Stay with us here. Stay with the community that we've come through. We've helped be such a big, big part of this club. And I understand all of that. The same happened last year. They told him about the Europa League final at San Mamés. They sold him that sort of dream, that story, that it could all happen together. But I think, to be honest, Nico will feel by now he's done that. He's almost honoured those wishes, that people have of him. He'll say, look, I did stay. I gave you an extra year. I could have gone last summer. I could have walked away from the club. I gave you one more year. I gave it my all at Athletic Club. There's nothing more that he could have done here. And I think he knows the time has come to take that next step now. Because what Nico Williams does not want to do is to be thinking in these years to come, what if? what if I had accepted that Barca offer? What if I had taken that chance, that opportunity to go and further my career? And I think all season long, this season, the one just gone, he would have been thinking that. He would have been watching Hansi Flick's team, the kind of football that we are playing, the kind of team that we were, and he would have been thinking that whole time, have I missed that chance? What if I'd have said yes in the summer? All of these things will have been going through his mind. He doesn't want that again. That is why this summer, he made the first move. He came to us. He wants this to happen. He wants to put things right. He wants to sign for Barca. And I genuinely do here. This time around, I believe it will happen. However though, guys, we also still have to discuss here Lamine Yamal. Now, just brace yourselves and, get yourself ready here for, stuff that's not really meant to be on the channel. Now, I'm not going to go into too many details here about women, about girls, about, all these different things that are going on. This is not Talk Love Island, it's Talk FCB. So let's just keep this very, very simple here. There's been lots in the media and in the press. They've had a field day with Yamal on his holidays. They've been photographing him at every opportunity, paparazzi everywhere, and they want to talk here and raise speculation about, what he's up to, who's he seeing, what's happening, what messages are going around. Let's get this person on TV, let's get this person here. Everything that Yamal does right now is under a microscope, and that basically comes with being one of the best players in the entire footballing world at 17 years old. That is why every move that he makes, it'll be overanalyzed. It will be an absolute circus. But I think it's because of all of these factors, all of these things stacking up against him, really. The media waiting to pounce. Barca have to help the boy. Barca here have to be attentive to the situation, and they've got to guide him through this stage of his career. It's not easy right now being Yamal. It's not easy to come through. He hasn't felt the pressure on the field. He has risen above everything that's come his way, but Barca must be there for him. They have to keep him on the right path. You want good people around him. You want good people giving him good advice in his ear, because right now he's on holiday. He deserves some downtime. He's had an incredibly demanding, hectic season. Let him have some relaxing time. Let him have some fun, some freedom, whatever you want. But I just think it's important that we have those voices close to him. I think about somebody like Rafinha, for example. Somebody there who in the past has given Yamal really important advice. Yamal has spoken about a message that he got from Rafinha before that really helped him through a tough time that he was going through. And we need those voices now. We need to have the people around Yamal just to keep him nice and focused there. He has ambitions in his career. He has ambitions here in his life. The world is his oyster. He can do anything that he wants to do. Incredibly talented player. We just have to make sure that he stays here, doing all of the right things, doing the best things for his career, and I believe that he will. I do think the club, they will make sure, they have to make sure that they help him, because he's the guy you want to protect. He's the guy that is the future and the present of this club. We don't want anything bad to happen to him. We want to wrap him in cotton wool. I'll go and get him now. I'll bring him home. I'll lock him in my house for the summer. I'll do whatever it takes. But we just want to make sure Yamal stays all good. And I think that he will. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry about him. He's all good. He's all fine. And we must just protect him. But please, guys, do let me know in the comments down below here. What have you made of some of these reports that we're hearing? Lots of stuff coming out right now. And what do you make of some of the transfer rumours that we have discussed in today's video? What do you think of those Roony Bardghji rumours? I will see you soon indeed, with lots more Barca news to come. But I thank you indeed for the phenomenal support. But until next time, as always, Vejska, El Barca.